Euros and Bank of Englanders are pursuing root canal, overly tight policies. Root canal without Novocaine. Here in the States, I'm not as negative as Michael Metz. I think Bush did make a mistake on steel tariffs years ago, but he's been a pretty good free trader. He wants foreign investment to flow in here. And once again, I ask you, the American economy, the growth continues to come online. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody gives any credit for the boom. Look at these numbers. 4% the last 2 quarters, Don Luskin. What's this mean?
I agree. Take out the housing sector, which is less than 5% of the economy. We had a 5% quarter. Give me a break. Look, Larry, you know what this is. This is just the I hate America game. The only kind word that anybody can say about the U.S. stock market is, oh, that's because these U.S. companies have all this international exposure. Give me a break. We're in a boom. Let's just call a boom a boom. Boom. Boom.
And the other thing is, I was kind of touting your line about financials the other night. I can't get any buyers. Let me come back to you. I think I first read it in one of your missives. Okay, financials have gotten whacked. The loan stuff, the credit freeze, it's not over. I agree with that. There's still a credit deflation going on. But, Don Luskin, in the next 10, 15, 20 years, American financials are going to do great. Why wouldn't I be looking to buy into that story right now if I had a longer-term viewpoint?
You should be buying into it. These companies have just been trashed for no reason. What we've seen is a kind of acid bath where they all got dipped in the bath. And some of them came out corroded and ruined, and some of them came out shining and new. Goldman Sachs is a big winner. Merrill Lynch is a big loser. We call that a competitive realignment, creative destruction. In this country, we let that happen, and that is what makes American business great.
There you go, Mike Metz. What's your response to that?
You don't have the fuel for continued expansion. As far as the third quarter is concerned, I think the fourth quarter will be a fraction of growth that you saw in the fourth quarter.
What kind of fraction, Mike? What do you think?
Maybe a quarter of that, maybe 1%.
1%? Really?
Yeah, you'll see inventory destocking rather than inventory accumulation. I think you're already beginning to see a slowdown in commercial construction, which has been a major plus. I think the consumer will feel the negative wealth effect of deflation in housing prices. So I think 1 or 1.5% will be a good figure for the fourth quarter, unless it isn't, of course.
Right. So here, wait, hang on. So here we are again, another great quarter, and the bears say, "Oh well, next quarter will be a disaster." How many times have I heard that? When are we going to get the disaster? Don't the bears have to be right about something for us to continue to listen to them?
You know, Don, you look at the Fed. The Fed cut by a quarter point. They did not bail out home builders. They did not bail out department stores. They did not bail out household appliances. They're all down about 1%. The stocks that responded well today were commodities. Tech did very well today, once again, and the Wall Street banks also did well. What do you make of it, Don? What do you want to invest? How to play this good economy that you're citing?
Larry, I've got one word for you, and it's not even a word. It's this. Or I can translate that. I told you so. The Fed is reflating. So we're seeing that in all the companies that are associated with commodities, all the companies that are associated with finance, which is getting reliquefied. Technology is booming because that's the most growth-sensitive sector. It's just all going according to plan. Now, there'll be a price to be paid a year from now when inflation's running at unacceptable levels. But for right now, it's a wonderful wave. So everybody climb on your surfboard and ride it in.
All right. Look at that. Technology up today. Materials up today. Banking up today. Very nice. I'm glad the Fed didn't bail out the home builders. But now, Stefan, I think there's a bubble in gold. I think there's a bubble in energy, and I think there's a bubble in the euro. Care to comment?
I don't think there's a bubble in gold. I happen to be with Michael on this one. As you know, I have been for several years.
So is Luskin. Wait a second.
Bull market
Don
in gold.
Luskin, are you at 2,000 or 3,000 on the gold price?
I'm going to kind of pull in my horns a little bit and just stick with 2,000 if you don't mind.
All right, go ahead, Stefan. And Mike Metz, what about this Google story? I mean, this is the biggest craze. Google today breaking through 700
Larry,
was at the top of the Drudge Report. Listen to this. The top of the Drudge Report. Google out-trumped all the Democrats attacking Hillary today on the Drudge Report. What's your Google take?
Larry, my Google take is worthless. I know nothing about the company. I didn't like it at 100, 200, 300, 400. I'll pass, really.
Well, Don Luskin, you're out there in the Silicon left coast area. Google trumped Hillary Clinton at the top of the Drudge Report, Don. What do you do with this Google story?
Well, first, God bless Michael Metz for being so honest in that last segment.
Yeah,
that was seriously cool. I'll try to emulate that. But we have to remember, tech, especially software like Google, is actually a falling dollar play, because these are companies that do all their sourcing in dollars, a large fraction of their sales outside the United States, and they're valued on the top line. So you put those three things together, and the cheaper the dollar is, the better they look.